Hi, guys. Welcome to Uma's Lotus Lounge. It's a featured stream here on the Meet Me app and also live streaming to YouTube and my podcast, the Lotus Lounge Podcast, found anywhere that you find podcasts, whether it is Apple, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Welcome into my show. Hi, everyone. Welcome in. So today I do not have my co host with me, Danae, but that's okay. I can handle a stream on my own, right? I think I've done it before. Yeah, I have. So we're going to jump into it. We're going to do things a little bit differently, but we will still have our messages. Okay. So, again, for those of you that are listening in, thank you so much for being here. But for those of you that are watching live, you can become part of the show because this is an interactive show. So, anyone who sends a 1K gift, whatever you send, once it totals up to 1K, you will get an automatic bouncer status in my stream today. And you will also get a reading at the end of my show when we do readings. Okay. So welcome in everyone to the Lotus Lounge. It's a featured stream here on the Meet Me app. We're going to start our day off today with a little bit of meditation just to put us into the zone and to get us ready for the incoming energies that we're about to proceed with. Now, for most of you, you may not meditate, and that is fine. But for the rest of you that are constant meditators, just go in and have fun with it. All right. I know a lot of people don't really meditate on the regular, but I trust me when I say I'm a master meditator. I teach meditation classes. So I'm going to give you a quick little 5-minute meditation to set your energy and to really be ready for the time that we're going to spend together here today. All right. So I'd like everyone, if you can, because, if you're driving, don't do this. But if you can, right, I would like you to just close your eyes and go with me on a journey for a few minutes. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. One more time. Nice deep breath in and exhale. Now I want you to just place your hand on your heart and repeat after me. I am loved. I am worthy. I am powerful. I am magnetic. I am peace. I am harmony. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Now just focus on your breathing, taking nice deep breaths in and out. And when you can, take a moment in your mind to list the things that you are grateful for. I am grateful for my children, my partner, my home, my health, my wealth, my business, my streams, my friends, my community. Just take a moment to receive the blessing of that. All right, releasing your hands. Most of us have so many things to be grateful for, but it is human nature to want to focus on the bad in life. And one of the things I have to do as a soul alignment coach is getting people, my clients, to see the good in life and to understand that as bad as they think life is, it really isn't as bad as they make it out to be. So today, as we get ready to set our energy for this week, I ask you to do the same thing. Make a list every day, if you can, of all the things you can be grateful for, all of the things that are really working out for you. Spend your time and your energy focusing on the things, the people that work, and ignoring all the rest. There is a saying that misery loves company. And I find that as I get older, I'm beginning to see more and more how this is true. There are just situations out there that if you focus on it, it will completely deteriorate you. How many people watch the news and see what's going on in the world and get immediately depressed? How many of you have Debbie Downer friends, negative Nancy's, right? That just everything you say, they got something negative to say. How many of us on the online community get trolled on a regular basis by people who clearly are miserable in their life? And I say clearly because happy people don't go around destroying other people's happiness. It just, the math isn't mathing, as we say, right? So when you have situations coming at you, it could be streams, it could be work, it could be your home life, your family, right? Whenever you have situations coming at you, right? The best thing to do is to ignore it. It takes two to dance. It takes two to tango. They cannot bring something to your door and continue it without your energy. So don't give them your energy. Ignore, block, delete as many times as needed, because the biggest thing that is going to be important for all of us on this planet is our mental health. I am a person that's very quick to walk away from people and situations that do not bring me joy. And until you can reach that level of freedom within yourself, I am content to be alone for the rest of my life than to put up with foolishness from people and situations. I remember when I was a young woman, now entering the workforce. And one of my earlier jobs, my director, I love her to pieces. She was trying to explain to me that in life, you have to do things you don't want to do. And I never understood that concept. I never understood how I would have to do things that were not okay with me to just get by, whether it was to maintain a friendship or to make a paycheck or to get ahead in life. It just never made sense to me. And true to Uma form, I disagreed with her. And eventually I left the job. To this day, I only do what I want to do. I listen to the Uma voice, as you all should be listening to your own voice. And it's worked out well for me. I'm the CEO of my own business. I own a beautiful home. My family is amazing. My partner is amazing. My friends, my community is amazing. But it could only be amazing if you have strong boundaries and you put your boundaries down and you let people know where you stand. Because people will try you. People will try your patience. They will try your resolve. And they will try to see how much they can get from you. Don't give anything. Welcome into the Lotus Lounge. This is Uma. It is a featured stream here on the Meet Me app. Just a reminder to all of you that are watching live, it is 1K, any 1K gift for bouncer status and a reading at the end of the show. All right, our message for today is reassess. Are present conditions in your life leading you in circles or down dead end roads? Are you working hard but finding little satisfaction? Do you feel as though you have lost your way? Your divine energy is calling you to reassess your direction. Slow down and get clear about your intention. Are you leaping before you look? What are you doing without consideration? What is taking your time without fulfilling your heart? Your divine invitation says, step back and decide where you are going and what you are doing and why. Do not drift under the influence of others or your own fears. Check in with your true self. Where must you pull back and, if necessary, turn around? As a divine being, you are free to create the life you want, but you must be mindful of your choices and be faithful to your true path. That is our message of the week from the Divine Energy Oracle. And how funny is that, right? I just pulled this card as we started here, and I just got this message, and it was exactly what I was saying before. Look at God, right? Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to the Lotus Lounge. So happy to have you guys here. We will be getting to our messages for all the zodiacs. We have a new moon this week coming in on Wednesday, I believe. And I'm going to just double check that. New moon, January 2025. It is, it is coming in on January 29th, which is Wednesday. And this will be the first new moon of the year. Why do we celebrate new moons? New moons are a time of new beginnings. The full moons are associated with cutting cords, ending things, transformations. We find that full moons tend to be more painful, if you will, than new moons. But the new moon coming in on Wednesday brings a fresh start. Some of you may have been experiencing challenging times for January. Some of you may have had to cut cords and it may have been painful for January, right? But with the new moon coming in, it's a fresh breath of new energy coming in. So if you've been feeling down and out, if you've been kind of going through it, this is a time of celebration. And it affects different people differently. I mean, for myself, I find that I tend to sleep a lot more at a new moon, and I tend to be up more at a full moon. One of the things you want to do as you start to chart your spiritual development is to see how the moon affects you. It affects everybody differently. That's why me as a spiritual teacher, I can't come on here and say, oh, every full moon, you're going to crash out. Every new moon, you're going to sleep like a baby. It doesn't happen that way. But I will tell you this. The new moon coming in on January 25th is the new moon Aquarius, I believe. I'm going to double check this for you guys. Yes. So January 2025 new moon falls under the influence of Aquarius. It is an opportune time to engage in rituals that align with change, growth, and exploration. Okay. I feel like people don't take the significance of new moons seriously. And I feel like we have to start changing that because I feel like we are beings of the earth. And if we're not living in accordance with the earth energy, then how are we getting ahead? Right? You have to work with the energy as it comes up. So the independent sign of Aquarius encourages everyone to break free from old limitations and embrace fresh forward thinking perspectives. I want to ask you guys this. Has anyone noticed that you're starting to break free of these chains that bound you, right? Aquarius, an air sign, is known for its eccentricity and progressive ideals. It contrasts sharply with the grounded nature of Capricorn. This shift with this new moon coming in on Wednesday offers a sense of liberation and encourages movement, ideal for those who have felt stagnation or limitation. I feel like we're all going through changes, but for some, you may not recognize it because you're so caught up in doing the day to day and you're not taking enough time to journal or to reflect or to focus on your path. This new moon is going to happen at 7:36 a.m. on Wednesday, January 29th. It is an ideal moment for setting intentions. So for those of you that like to wake up early in the morning and meditate and journal, remember 7:36 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the new moon will officially reach its peak. All right? The energy of this lunation encourages us to think beyond conventional limits, shattering glass ceilings that have held us back in various aspects of our lives. For those working in technology, humanitarian efforts, or any form of creative innovation, this is a time to aim high and think unconventionally. The energy of Aquarius pushes us to look for new solutions, explore unknown territories, and push the boundaries of what is possible. So, I have a couple of ideas that you guys can do if you want to use the proper energy of this new moon coming in. The first thing that you want to focus on is journaling and reflection. Reflect on areas of your life where you feel restricted. Write down any limiting beliefs or patterns you want to release, and then visualize yourself breaking free from them. This is one of the reasons why I love new moon energy, because it allows you to address the areas in your life where you have limiting beliefs or patterns. Another great idea to do on Wednesday for the new moon is create a vision board. Create a vision board that reflects your dreams of radical change and progress, focusing on long-term goals and the type of transformation you wish to manifest. You can also use this new moon for cleansing and releasing. Use this time to cleanse your environment and mind. Let go of anything that no longer serves your highest good, creating space for new ideas and opportunities to flourish. I like to put my crystals out. If you guys have like crystals in your home, this is a great time to put them out in the moonlight and to get that cleansing new moon energy to clear your crystals. So we have a brief look at what this new moon could do for each zodiac sign. And because we have to do the readings, what I'm going to do is anyone who sends a rose, and tell me their sign, I will tell you what this new moon would mean for you. Like, for instance, Capricorn is my sign. So the new moon coming in on Wednesday, new moon Aquarius, will be a great time for Capricorns because we will have financial opportunities and ways to increase wealth. All right. Show me a Capricorn and show me a Capricorn who loves financial opportunities that can increase wealth. Support the stream, Leo. Leo have opportunities for deepening relationships and commitment, which makes sense because Leo is the opposing sign to Aquarius and the new moon is in Aquarius. Mirage said Capricorn. Yes, we have some great opportunities coming in, Mirage, for finances and ways to increase our wealth. Anybody else wants to send a rose, and I will tell you what this new moon means for your sign. So don't forget, put it in your calendar. Wednesday, January 29th is the new moon in Aquarius, and it is going to peak at 7:26 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or if you're on the West Coast, it's going to be 4:26 a.m. Pacific Time on January 29th. So good luck to those of you on the West Coast. You're going to have to wake up a little earlier to take advantage of that new moon coming in. Or just stay up. Facts. All right. I'm going to read you an article before we get into our messages for each zodiac sign with the new moon coming in. And just a reminder, a 1K gift will get you bouncer status and also a personalized reading at the end of the show. So I have this book. It's called Don't Believe Everything You Think. Okay? And I wanted to focus on this little story here. I really like it a lot. And I read it before, and I don't think some of you can remember it. So we're going to go ahead and read it again, and hopefully you guys will like it. The root cause of suffering. One who looks around him is intelligent, but one who looks within him is wise. That's by Machana Dilwal. We live in a world of thought, not reality, Sydney Banks once said. Thought is not reality, yet it is through thought that our realities are created. Each of us lives through our own perception of the world, which are vastly different from the person right next to us. And we understand that, right? One person can find me absolutely attractive, and another person can find me absolutely ugly, right? It's all a matter of perspective. You could be sitting in a coffee shop having a quarter-life existential crisis, completely stressed out of your mind about how you have no idea what you're doing with your life when it seems like everyone else has theirs together. And the person next to you can be happily enjoying their fresh brewed cup of coffee while peacefully people watching. You're both in the same coffee shop, smelling the same aroma, surrounded by the same strangers. But how the world looks to both of you couldn't be more different. Many of us go through the same events or are in the exact location at the same time, but are having completely different experiences. Here's another example of how you live in a world of thought and not reality. If you walk up to 100 different people and ask each of them, what does money mean to you? How many different answers do you think you'll get? Close to 100 different answers. Money is technically the same thing, but it means something different to each person. Money could mean time, freedom, opportunity, security, and peace of mind, or it can mean evil, greed, and the reason why people commit crimes. For now, I'm not going to get into which one is right or wrong. There is no right or wrong answer. And another illustration of this concept is if you survey 100 different people and ask each of them what they think of our current president, how many different answers do you think you will get? Even though it's the same person we're talking about, we will get 100 different answers because most people live in their own thoughts and perceptions of the world. The meaning or thinking we give an event determines how we ultimately feel about it. That meaning or thinking is the filter through which we see life. This is why us spiritual teachers encourage you guys to think positively about things. Hang out with positive people because the more positive you are, the more positive you attract to yourself. Reality is that the event happened with no meaning, thinking, or interpretation of it. Any meaning or thinking we give events, that is how our perception of reality is created. This is how our experience of life is created from the inside out. It's not about what happens to us, it's about how we interpret it. That's how people in third world countries can sometimes be happier than people in first world countries. And first world people can sometimes be more miserable than people in third world countries. It's all a matter of how you think about things. Let's hypothetically say that you really hate your job and it causes you an enormous amount of stress. It pains you to even go to work in the morning. When you're thinking about your job, you're fuming at the thought of going back there. Imagine you're sitting on the couch with your family, thinking about your job, and you're mad. And at this moment, everyone else in your family is having a different experience of life than you. Even though the same event is happening, you're all sitting on the couch. Just the thought of work creates a whole different perception of reality, even though you're not physically at work. We've had that happen to us, right? Where we're just thinking about a thing. We're not even in that thing, right? And it just changes our mood. If it were true that external events cause us to feel the way we feel inside, then you should be a happy camper in your living room, watching TV with your family. But that's not the case, is it? Now, you may be saying that you're only feeling this way because an external event, your job, is causing you to feel stressed and anxious. But let me ask you this. Is it every single person at your job feeling the same way? Chances are it's not. Two different people can be doing the same job, but will have completely different experiences. It can be the most amazing experience in a dream job for one person, but be another person's worst nightmare and living hell. The only difference between one person and the other is how they think about their job, which determines how they ultimately feel about it. Let's return to your original scenario of hypothetically hating your job. Remember how much stress and frustration it causes you when you think about it? Let's do a quick thought experiment about that by answering the question below. Who would you be without the thought that you hated your job? If you don't overthink it and truly let the answers surface from within you, the most likely thought you'll have is, I feel happy, peaceful, free, and light. Without our usual thinking about a particular event or thing, our experience of it completely alters. This is how we live in a world of thought, not reality, and how our perception of reality is created from inside of us through our own thinking. With this new understanding, you've just uncovered the cause of all human suffering. The root cause of our suffering is our own thinking. Our perception of reality is very real. We will feel what we think, and our feelings are real. That is completely undeniable. However, our thinking will look like an inevitable, unchangeable reality until, Cloud said it, we begin to self reflect. If we know that we can only ever feel what we are thinking, then we can change our feelings by changing our thinking. Thus, we can change our experience of life by knowing that it comes from our own thinking. And if that is true, then we are ever only one thought away from experiencing something different and transforming our entire lives at any moment through a state of no thought. In short, the moment we stop thinking is when our happiness begins. Now, that's a really hard thing for most of us because we're not used to having no thought. This is why I meditate every day and I encourage people to meditate, because when you start to meditate, it becomes easier to enter this state of no thought. I have one more story and then one of my stories, and then we're going to do our messages for our zodiac signs. Welcome in, everyone. If you send a 1K gift, you will get a bouncer status and your own personal reading at the end of my show when I'm done doing the zodiac messages for all the zodiacs. A young monk and the empty boat. A long time ago, a young Zen monk lived in a small monastery in a forest near a small lake. A few senior monks occupied the monastery, while the rest were newcomers and still had much to learn. The monks had many obligations in a monastery, but one of the most important ones was their daily routine, where they had to sit down, close their eyes, and meditate in silence for hours. After each meditation, they had to report their progress to their mentor. The young monk had difficulty staying focused during meditation for various reasons, which made him very mad. After the young monk reported his progress to his mentor, the elder asked a simple question: "Do you know what is really making you angry?" The young monk replied, "Well, as soon as I close my eyes and meditate, someone is moving around and I can't get focused. I get agitated that someone is disturbing me. How could they not be more considerate? And when I close my eyes again and try to focus, a cat or a small animal might brush past and disturb me again. By this point, even when the wind blows and the tree branches make noise, I get angry. If that is not enough, the birds keep on chirping and I can't seem to find any peace." The elder pointed out to his pupil, "I see that you become angrier with each interruption you encounter. This is exactly the opposite of what the point of your task is when meditating. You should find a way not to get angry with people, animals, or anything around you that disturbs you during your task." After their consultation, the young monk went out of the monastery and looked around to find a place that would be quieter so that he could meditate peacefully. He found a place at the shore of the lake that is nearby. He brought his mat and sat down and started meditating. But soon a flock of birds splashed down in the lake near where the monk was meditating. Hearing their noise, the monk opened his eyes to see what was happening. Although the bank of the lake was quieter than the monastery, things were still disturbing his peace, and he got angry again. Even though he didn't find his peace, he kept returning to the lake. Then one day, he saw a boat tied up at the end of a small pier. And right then, an idea hit him. Why don't I take the boat, row it down to the middle of the lake, and meditate there? In the middle of the lake, there will be nothing to disturb me. He rowed the boat to the middle of the lake and started meditating. As he had expected, there was nothing in the middle of the lake to disturb him. He was able to meditate the whole day. At the end of the day, he returned to the monastery. This continued for a few days, and the monk was thrilled that he found a place to meditate in peace. He didn't feel angry and could calmly continue the meditation practice. On the third day, the monk sat in the boat, rowed to the middle of the lake, and started meditating again. A few minutes later, he heard water splashing and felt the boat was rocking. He started getting upset that even in the middle of the lake, someone or something was disturbing him. Opening his eyes, he saw a boat heading straight towards him. He shouted, "Steer your boat away or you will hit my boat." But the other boat kept coming directly at him and was just a few feet away. He yelled again, but nothing changed. And so the incoming boat hit the monk's boat. Now he was furious. "Who are you and why have you hit my boat in the middle of this vast lake?" There was no answer, which made him angrier. He stood up to see who was in the other boat, and to his surprise, he found no one in the boat. The boat had probably drifted along in the breeze and bumped into him. The monk found his anger dissipating. It was just an empty boat. There was no one to get angry at. At that moment, he remembered his mentor's question, "Do you know what is really making you angry?" And then wondered, it's not other people, situations, or circumstances. It's not the empty boat, but my reaction to it that causes my anger. All the people or situations that make me upset and angry are like the empty boat. They don't have the power to make me angry without my own reaction. That is so important, right? And the book is Don't Believe Everything You Think by Joseph Nguyen. Okay. And that is really important, I feel, because just today, before I came on here, I had an exchange of words with a friend that really upset me. And I said to myself, Uma, you have to come on and do this show and be the source of light and happiness for any who come to this show. That's what they look forward to. How are you going to get back on track when this person really irritated you? And I had to really meditate on this. And I said, you know what's making me angry is not so much what the person is saying or doing, because everybody is free to say and do what they want to say and do to things. But what's making me angry is the crossing of my boundary. And immediately when I realized that, I became super happy, because in that moment when my boundaries were crossed, I didn't need somebody to stand up for me or defend me. I did it myself. I checked that person. I politely reminded them where the boundaries are. I politely reminded them who I am and what I will and will not tolerate. And I left it in their hands. You can choose to do what you want with this. If you want to be my friend, we can be friends, but this is the boundary. If you don't want to be my friend anymore, I'm not going to lose sleep over it, because I really don't want to be friends with people who cross my boundaries. And when I realized I made that decision to defend myself, it made me happy. And I was able to move from being sad to being happy. Yes, boundaries are important. They're very valid. But I could have come on here angry and be ranting and raving or calling names, but I don't, because I feel peace about it now, because what that situation provided me was a chance for me to stand up for myself. And I'm proud of me standing up for me. And I have no ill will to the other person. It doesn't even matter about them now. Does that make sense? That sometimes things come into your life for you to realize it's not about that other person, it's about you and what you need to know about yourself. All right? So, one door open, another door closes always. Thank you, Cloud. Welcome in, everyone. This is the Lotus Lounge. We're getting ready to do your new moon messages for the month of, for the new moon coming in on Wednesday. It is a new moon Aquarius. So I'm going to do all 12 signs by myself because I don't have my partner here with me. So I'm going to pull one card, messages for every zodiac sign. For those of you that are watching live on Meet Me, if you send a 1K gift, you can get an extended 3-card message about what this new moon will mean for you specifically. All right, so we're just going to go down the signs. We're going to first start with the earth signs. Let's go Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Okay. Capricorn, you are just killing it as we end out your birthday month. The Emperor talks about getting organized, logical, and discipline. Okay. So this is a card of leadership. I feel like the next 2 weeks, Capricorn, under this new moon Aquarius, you're just going to be really standing out as the boss. Oh, I got to take this thing off. As the boss that you are. People will be looking up to you. They'll be inspired by your leadership. They'll be seeking your guidance and you will shine. So Capricorns, you guys have good news coming in under this new moon Aquarius. Taurus, you have love coming in. Page of Water is a new person entering your life. This person can be a little bit like me, intuitive, sensitive, artistic, friendly. All right. Thank you. So I feel like this is going to be a good message for those of you that are single and looking for love. And if you are in a relationship, Taurus, that's okay. It can mean like your relationship is about to begin a new phase. It could be like, say, if you're dating long distance, you guys are thinking about moving in together or getting engaged or even possibly getting married. Okay. And finally, for Virgo, we have 7 of Fire, which talks about putting up your boundaries, right? This is about Virgo. You want to defend your beliefs and decisions, which we love Virgos for that. They don't back down. They're very strong people. So I feel like over the next 2 weeks under this new moon Aquarius, Virgo, you're going to be tested. And your spirit guides are saying, don't stray, don't move around, like stay strong, because what you want or what you have is valid. You don't need anybody else's opinions on it. Okay. All right. That was the messages for the earth signs. Let's go to the water signs. We have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Oh, the water signs are going through it under this new moon. Pisces, you have a breakup or you're walking away. 8 of Water is like my breakup card or just moving on from things. I feel like Pisces, you're evolving, you're growing, and this new moon energy is allowing you to close doors on things that no longer serve you and open new doors to things that will be better for you. Okay. Cancer, you have the balance card. This is talking about a need to create balance. You may be going through too much in your life. You may be working too much or not working enough. You may be sleeping too much or not sleeping enough. You would know Cancers, right? Because this is a general reading. So I feel like for you Cancers, you guys have to just get back into balance under this new moon. Use the energy to create an organized system for yourself. And then Scorpio, you also have an ending coming in. The World card is an ending, but it's an ending that you're happy about. Scorpios, I feel like you're having a lot of growth and you are ending some sort of cycle in your life, but you don't feel sad about it. You feel like you're growing and you're transforming, and whatever or whoever you're leaving behind, it was time to leave behind, right? So don't be afraid of whatever changes are coming, Scorpio. It's actually a good change because it's helping you to move up and elevate. And whatever it is that you're letting go of or that has let go of you was just not on your level. Okay. You did, Jane. That's wonderful. All right. Let's go to the fire signs. We have Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All good energy for the fire signs. All right. We have 2 of water for Aries. This is a soulmate card, right? And this talks about like 2 people developing a close bond. I feel Aries, either you're in a relationship and you and your partner are getting closer under this new moon Aquarius, or you might meet someone who already feels like a soulmate connection. So you can trust it, Aries. Good energy here between 2 people that want to grow and build together. All right. Leo, you got 8 of fire. This is a great card because this talks about events moving at a fast pace. You might have had some delays, Leos. Things may not have been working in your favor, but now all of a sudden the energy is moving, right? And many things are happening at once. So don't forget to have some self-care, Leo, because with this energy, a lot of stuff happens quickly. And then finally, for Sagittarius, you got the star. This talks about just happy times coming, wish upon a star, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans, Sag, because you're on the right path. The world is your oyster and lots of abundance coming your way. So you want to keep your eyes on the prize and stay focused because your thoughts are manifesting ridiculously fast and easily. Okay. Finally, let's go to our air signs, which are Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Aquarius, you are being really recognized in your workspace. 3 of Earth talks about being recognized for great work, a high quality work, and just being seen, right? It's also asking you to be a team player. Like, don't have your eyes so set on the prize that you forget about the other people you're working in collaboration with. So I also feel for Aquarius that this is a very creative time for you, a lot of creative energy around. So this new moon is encouraging you to build upon your creative gifts because you never know, you might be able to monetize it as well. Okay. Aquarius, and then we have Gemini. Gemini, you have something to celebrate. 3 of water is a celebration card. So this talks about the next 2 weeks under this new moon. You're just having the time of your life. For some reason, I thought about Donald Trump because he is a Gemini and he is just having the time of his life, isn't he? So this is a card of just things going your way, celebrations, parties, weddings, graduations, birth announcements, just having fun. Now, if there's a Gemini in here not having fun, this card indicates it's time to focus on having some fun. And then finally, Libra, we have 9 of fire, which is another protective card. This talks about putting up your own boundaries and protecting what you're creating. It also asks for you to have courage and believe in yourself. So the energy of the next 2 weeks for Libras is you guys finding your inner confidence and believing that you can do it. And that, like we just read in that chapter, that goes a long way in how you think about things, right? So Libras, if you're listening, focus on following your dreams and trusting that you have what it takes to manifest those dreams. All right, Cloud, thank you so much for sending me a wheel. Anybody else who sends a wheel will now get their own personalized message for this new moon coming in on Wednesday. Let's see what the spirit guides want to say to Cloud. It's a mix of some cards that we have had pass before. All right. Cloud, you are beginning a new journey. You have the 8 of water, which we had before. This talks about like moving on from people or situations that no longer serve your growth, right? You want something more in life and you're ready. So you're either leaving behind habits or thought patterns, or friends or situations because you're ready for more. And Spirit says you will get more because you're starting a new journey. The dreamer is stepping out into a new land. So it's very important that you take that leap of faith, follow your instincts, trust your instincts, right? You're being guided by your spirit friends, your spirit guides, your ancestors, your loved ones on the other side, because you can see he has his spirit friends there on the card. So if you're getting these new ideas and stuff, allow yourself to follow it because I feel like it's leading you towards your dream. And your last card says 7 of fire, but don't take anything, any ish from anybody, right? This is your life. You got to live it. No one can tell you how to live it. You are here to do your thing, right? If you make mistakes, so what? It's not the end of the world. You make mistakes, but that's how we learn and we grow through the process of living and learning, making mistakes and course correcting. But I don't feel you're making any mistakes. I feel like this card, 7 of fire, says defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground because you're on the right path. Okay. All right. We are now coming down to the end of the show. So if anyone else wants a reading, it's a 1K wheel. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You're welcome. I'm going to just let you guys know that this week, in terms of events, what I have going on this week, I will tell you my in-person as well as my online event, because I tend to have a mix. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Uma. I am a CEO of a metaphysical wellness center. So what I do for work is all about your spiritual self-development, psychic readings, energy healings, metaphysical classes, yoga, meditation, holistic wellness, if you will. And this week, I have a couple of things coming up. On Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have my Uma Talks on my YouTube channel. If you guys don't follow me on YouTube, it's connected to my Meet Me profile. For those of you that are listening on my podcast that's recording right now, it is the Lotus and the Light channel on YouTube. So if you put in www.youtube.com/the Lotus and the Light, you will find me. And I have Uma Talks on Wednesday nights where I either have guests or I do it by myself and we just talk about things that are going on. This Wednesday, I'm going to be sharing my psychic predictions for our world. It was really interesting last week on streams because I've been telling people openly the visions I get as a psychic about a lot of people are afraid about what's going to happen with the world, with the US, with our economy. And I've been sharing some of the things I've been receiving from the other side. And wouldn't you know, God blessed me with last week. I had a gentleman come into my stream that actually had the book knowledge because he follows current events and he reads a lot and he knows what's going on. And he was able to show proof of my visions. So the things that I was saying and the advice I was giving people, like what to do, what you should be focusing on now and stuff, he was actually able to show evidence of, yep, Uma's right. Listen to what she's saying, because this is what's been put out there by the press, by the governments, and whatever else. So I'll be talking about that at 8 p.m. on my YouTube channel, The Lotus and the Light. Okay. For those of you that are in the Northern Virginia area where my center is located, we have an evening of evidential mediumship demonstration at my center at 6:30 p.m. on Friday, the 31st. It's an evening, Spirit Speak, an evening of evidential mediumship. I am an evidential medium. I connect with the other side and bring through messages about your loved ones on the other side. It's a really cool thing to watch. So if you are in the Northern Virginia area, you can click my links to find out how to RSVP and come and attend that. And then at 8 o'clock on Friday night, the 31st, I have my first book club meeting for the year. I own the Lotus and the Light book club. We meet once a month online in a Zoom meeting. And this month we are reading the book Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. And that's a great book that teaches about the law of attraction for anybody who's interested in that kind of stuff. So that's going to be at 8 p.m. on Friday night. And any of you can reach out to me through DMs or through my email if you want links to these things. Okay. And then Friday night after the book club meeting, when I come back to meet me, we will be playing. We have Friday night games in my stream where we play Jackbox. So all you need is a second device. You can be in my stream on one device, and then on the second device, you can access the Jackbox games, and we just play games together as a community. So that's it for now. I want to thank all of you that listen to my podcast for tuning in. I know that, Danae wasn't here to help me with the show today, but I hope that I did good on my own and that you guys really liked what I did here. All right. I wish you guys well. I hope that you have a wonderful, peaceful, beautiful week, especially with this new moon Aquarius coming in. May all your dreams be realized. May all your desires be manifested. And may everything you desire for yourself come to you for your best and highest good. So be it, and so it is.